Cool. What's going on, Nick?
Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Good, man. Why don't we spend a second here and walk through your journey so far? So I think maybe you can take us back to when you first started with me and maybe walk us through your experience so far. So just a little context, you had hit 10K in 46 days. So I'd love to kind of peel back the onion and hear your journey so far.
Yeah, so I had interviewed a couple different coaches or courses on Twitter and didn't really find what I liked. So I really wanted someone that was an owner operator, had a professional background, and really had kind of the decorum or I guess personality where I felt like they were partnering versus selling something. So you and I had two or three calls. I think like most people who buy a course, I was always a little skeptical, but felt really good coming out of those calls, answered all my questions. Didn't really take like a hard nose, like I'm going to close you and get paid kind of approach. Is like, hey, here's the information. If you think there's value, like you want to pursue this, go through it. So we got started. I did a little bit of a legwork beforehand filing my LLC, I come from a corporate B2B sales background, was a Wall Street guy for a bit. So had experience like filing LLCs and some of that stuff. So I wanted to hit the ground running. Nice thing is anyone that takes your course, if they don't have experience, you'll coach them through setting up the LLC and everything. But yeah, had an interesting start, right? Great documentation, Loom videos, everything that you provided, really everything you need to get started. But as you know, I had a rough start. My first clean got canceled like an hour before, fake card. Second clean, cleaner an hour before says she's on a flight to California, family death, never hear from her again. Had Indeed ban me, had Google LSA ban me. So we had a really rocky start and kind of coached me through that. And then really just started executing on the playbook from there. So I think like any business, it's ebbs and flows. Like now I'm in like the optimization part of my business now, like doing 5 figures in revenue every month, but now it's how do I increase my margins, grow and scale. But definitely was an interesting journey from like where I was to where I was now and hit that 10K mark pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I think that kind of it's a testament to you could still have a bunch of things go wrong and still hit that number. I think in particular, you had some challenges where you even had some doubt, like any entrepreneur, right? Where it's like, what am I doing? It's the first time. I'm not really sure what's going on. And I think you had done a great job of kind of getting through that period and finally getting on the other side of getting your business kind of up and running. Just out of curiosity, maybe you could walk us through. I know we had a lot of one-on-ones. Did you find value from that? What was kind of your takeaway from just like being with me alongside and having those conversations?
Yeah, so I think that was the other thing. Some of these other groups I looked at, I was like, you're in a Discord group, and I'm a pretty smart guy, but I was like, if I'm paying for some kind of consulting, like I need FaceTime, I need like objectively, like, hey, I'm doing this and doing it better than you. So like, here's how I've seen it, and here's how I'd solve for it. So I think you've been generous throughout the entire time of your calendar time. I mean, we've spent 20, 30 hours on one-on-one calls at this point. Set through like, here's what I'm seeing on my market. Here's what I would think objectively, like how to solve this problem. So I think there was a ton of value there because it wasn't just like hey, like here's the blueprint, good luck. It was really like, let's dig into this and let's think why. And let's have someone who's not in your business, like tied to the money, think about like, are you thinking short-term? Are you thinking long-term? So I think the lens that the calls that you take were really productive from like, my background was more of like, how do I execute? But I think you're coming in this and you don't have a sales background or an operational background, you've got the coaching on those one-on-one calls to help drive that, right? Like every person that's going to come into this is going to have different things they need to work on. And you have a diverse enough background where you're able to kind of fine tune those. Whereas other courses are going to be like, you're here, good luck.
Yeah, man. So I think you had done a great job, by the way, of just like taking all the feedback and implementing it really quick, which I think was like a really key thing for like being successful in this. I think every time we had a call, it was like within the next day, it was either done, in motion, or like being worked on and it's, soon to be completed. And I just want to give you credit there too. That was like, what I thought was probably one of the biggest things that I noticed about you was just your speed of which you've got a piece of information to execution was very short. And I think that's the biggest, from my perspective, the reason why you were able to do it is because of that. It was very quick. So cool. I guess like maybe we can wrap it up with just like overall, like, you know, you had done this kind of also having a full-time thing and just like managing the time and all that. Like, why don't you walk us through like being able to do both? I know it's a lot, things are juggling. What was kind of like your experience from like time management and being able to like get it done from that perspective?
Yeah, so I mean, I think if someone comes into this and is doing it full time with you, or has a job where they have a lot of time, it would be a cakewalk to crush. Like, not just to get 10K. Like, I know that if I was doing this full time, like where I'd be at would be much more. I'm fortunate to be in a very high paying role, so it just, the switch hasn't made sense yet. But I think even someone in a limited capacity like I am, you know, it's about taking the deliverables and executing on them. Like, I held myself accountable. I did a lot of work at night, but I think like having the one-on-ones, having the constant access over Discord, and there's the documents you built out. So I think for anyone listening to this call, I evaluated a number of franchise with business partners, like still am evaluating franchises. And for anyone who's never gone down that route of buying a business, franchise fees are 30 to 100K a location. You're going to go in and do a multi-unit deal, which is what we're looking at doing. Like, we're going to eat a 6-figure fee to get the playbook, the support, and everything you get. You're getting that here for a 20th, a 30th of that, and you're getting a one-on-one coach. So I think the course, really, the documentation you put together is what you would get from any elite franchise. So it really is about execution. There's not anything really left in the dark. If you follow the step-by-step and then work on your business, it's pretty straightforward. And that's really the value that I found here is like, I came in and was like, I have a playbook, I can execute on it. And, you know, I hit it in 46 days, not to mention my first 3 weeks were terrible. So the things I mentioned, the first couple of calls happened 3 weeks in. So month 2, by the end of it, I'm at 10K with a really slow first 3 weeks of month 1. So that's, I mean, that's how quick you can get to that. And I think like the coaching and the playbook just really helped.
Cool, man. Well, listen, I appreciate the time, Nick, and you've been awesome, and it's been great working with you. And obviously, best of luck with the rest of your journey.
Yeah, thanks. It's been great working with you, Mike, as well.
Cool.